Another sad day at the office for Spurs fans alike. 2-1 losses to West Ham United yesterday in what was meant to be a derby, but it had the makings of, I would say, the end for Thomas Frank. Now, Frank has, in his press conference that yesterday came way out, and he says that, he didn't like, you know, probably hearing the boos, didn't really wasn't too much of a fan of it, but that he understands it from the fans' point of view. Romero came out and gave an atrocious interview, to be perfectly honest, in my opinion, for the let's move that there. An atrocious interview for from after the game from a captain's point of view, just saying, yeah, look, we lost, but we move forward to Champions League, yada yada yada, same shit, different day. It's gotten to the point now where I do think, and I was really, really a big fan of Thomas Frank after he coming in from Brentford and his coaching staff, really positive, giving him the benefit of the doubt. No, it's injuries. That's fair enough. We'll wait till some players get back. No, it just takes time for his philosophy to develop, for it to gel. The players have been thinking of Ange Ball and the gun ho football for the last 12 months or so, that they needed time to adjust, time to get back into a more pragmatic system, and that was fine. That was all well and good for the first 6 weeks, maybe, I would say. We had, in our first 10 games, I think we had, we had won a good lot of them, I think, was it 8 wins, 2 draws or so, or I might have that stat wrong off the top of my head, but it was better than what most had hoped, and we were sitting fairly comfortable um, at the near top 10 at this stage now. Whereas after that, then it just seems that Spurs just went down. They've gone downhill so bad in recent times. And I think yesterday's defeat just highlights how much of an absolute waste of a club we are currently at now. You know, there's reports been saying that the Levy, or not Levy, sorry, Levy's gone, but that the Enoch family had 150 million of a war chest to be seen for January. Now, I would say it is the 18th of January at this moment. We've signed 2 players. We've signed Souza, an unproven left back from Brazil with Santos, who, yeah, looks fine for some highlights from what I can make out and I've seen of him, but very little. And then we've Conor Gallagher, who's come in now in the midfield, only because we've already lost Bentancur. So we needed a midfielder, and we've just replaced one with a more Conor Gallagher. I'm a fan of, but he's a Duracell bunny. He will give you unlimited amount of energy up and down the pitch, but that's it. No creativity, no goals, no assists, just constant boom, 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 side, side. Like the flash arms in midfield, burning up and down the whole pitch, but contributing very little to the output of us, which is to score goals. We need to score goals. Yesterday, Paro, I read somewhere that he had over 24 crosses put into the game. Out of 24, fair enough, we got 1 goal, but that's still a huge, huge lack of return. Paro has been absolutely abysmal this season. I would gladly see the back of him. Gladly see the back of him. And let him off. Go on, go way off back to Spain or somewhere, because he is not being consistent. Yeah, he's great with all the passion and stuff. Brilliant, mighty. We're all passionate when we need to be. But do it on the field. Put it in the performances. Yesterday Romero again. I'm sick to death of Romero at the club. I really am. He is not captain material. Give the captaincy to Palhinha, because at least when he comes on, he shows some bit of passion, some bit of pride in the jersey, and fighting for wanting to at least put in a performance and to try and win. Romero ties out the pram. I don't really. I've signed my deal. I've signed my new 4 or 5 year deal. I'm the club's highest paid earner. I'm the captain. I can sit back and, you know, ride the wave grand out. Because I've cemented my spot in the World Cup for Argentina. Don't really need to be worrying about that. So I'll just put in some lackluster performances. You know, Jed Spence again, one of the most infuriating, infuriating players I think I've ever watched. Lackadaisical in his approach. Now I'm all for some players are just that way on the ball anyways. They're just that way. They come across as being lazy, whereas but they're really good once they get the ball. Spence, when he has the ball, has shown he's been okay. Now he's been played out on the left, which makes still no sense to me. I know we've had our injuries with Udagi. Maybe now with Sousa coming in, he can solidify that left hand spot so that Spence can at least challenge Porro for that right back because he is a right back. That's where he played for Forest, where he excelled at them. That's where he played, that's where he's meant to be playing for us, or at least challenging Porro. But he's not been doing that. He's been played as a left back. Defensively, he's really good. Attacking wise, he's shocking. He offers us nothing. Goes down the left, cuts back in, sideways ball, back to the defence. Makes no sense. It makes no sense. Our midfielders then, Gray, Bergvall, they're not. Gray had a shocker again yesterday. Shocker from what I was seeing. And I don't want to be bashing on the kid because he is young, but I think loan him, get him out, loan him out so we can get in a good team, at least better than us. Give him a better than us. You know why couldn't Spurs go in and throw 50 million plus and Archie Gray then in for Adam Wharton? What's the shot? We have 150 million apparently in the war chest. We've already spent 34.7 I think on Conor Gallagher, and what is it like 13 million on Sousa? So we still have over 100 million to go. Put that money down. We need a six desperately. We need creativity. Xavi Simmons. Oh, I'm all for giving players enough time to acclimate to the league and do that. Absolutely fine. They're coming from a new league. They need time to adapt. He's been here 6 or 7 months. We've gotten what, 2 goals, 3 goals maybe out of him. You know, I saw yesterday. I saw Verts against Liverpool and Burnley, and Verts looks a lot more comfortable on the ball now. He's chipped in with a few more goals. He's linking up play a lot better. He looks a little bit more sharper. Simmons hasn't done anything at that remotely like that for us. It needs to change. It needs to change going forward. Richie, I know he's out injured now, so that kind of puts us a bit, lackluster. Solanke came back yesterday. At least he's got some. One positive is that at least we've somewhat of a striker coming back. Not much of one, but at least it's someone to come back for. Kolomoa, and get him gone, get him go back to Paris, my lad. I'm sorry, but I thought it was going to be a really astute signing from Spurs. It's just not worked out. Send him on his way. Goodbye, good luck on your bike. Matisse Tell again looks like a bright spark. I'm for him. I want him to stay. I think he needs a run in the team like Odegaard had at the start of the year. Get going, get into that side, get at least 10 or 12 games, but he needs to be putting in more performances, same as Odegaard. But it seems to be same Tottenham, different day. Dr. Tottenham at it again. And it can't continue. It can't. But there's no point in me saying here Thomas Frank needs to go. Because yeah, if he gets the boot, he gets the road there. We bring in someone like a Ryan Mason, do a Man United job on it, bring in Mason for 6 months. Mason then who knows he'll probably go back in first team coach and then we'll bring in someone else. It's the same cycle year on year. It needs to change and it needs to change fast because we are not progressing as a club. We are going down, down, down. Like Jay Sean Little Wayne. We are down, down, down. And there's something needs to happen. Something. Vinay or the Enoch, I keep saying Levy family, the Enoch family need to do something. Now, is that something to boot Thomas Frank out the door? Maybe, maybe. Personally, I think that they're not going to do anything. I think they're going to hold on to Thomas Frank unless it gets to the point where we are literally in the relegation zone and they are forced to make a change then. I don't think that they're going to do anything of the sort. I think they've said to Frank that they have the backing of him, but obviously it's a results driven business. If we are not getting the results, Thomas and his team will have to leave. Do I think Frank is the right man for the job? No. Was I excited when he came into the club? No. But I thought he would at least stabilize us. We wouldn't be great to watch, I didn't think. But I didn't think we'd be putting in as bad performances as we are. you know, like it's worrying times to be a Spurs fan. It's worrying times to see this performance. It's worrying to see just the lack of effort. I think the lack of creativity, trying to create. You know, with a forward line of Odegaard, Xavi, Tell, and Kolo, there is enough there to get us going. There's enough there to get something from games. And we should not be losing to the likes of Bournemouth, who hadn't lost or hadn't won a game in their previous, was it 9 or 10? We shouldn't be losing to West Ham United, who have had an atrocious season and look all but like they're going down. We shouldn't be doing that, but we are. It is the nature of us. We are Tottenham. And as much as I hate saying it, we seemed to just be on a roller coaster, but going backwards. We're going on a backwards roller coaster, even if there is such a thing. It just does not look any bit good. Now, I've read reports this morning saying that Spurs will probably hold on to Frank until the summer, until Pochettino is available, and then Pochettino will come back then with us. Great, great. Pochettino's back, then what? We're still stuck in the exact same cycle. Only difference is Poch will know what he's getting himself into, and maybe the club would be a bit more lenient in giving him his funds because Levy won't be there anymore. Do I think Thomas Frank is the right man for the job at this point? No, I don't. But do I think we should sack him? No, because who are we going to get? Xavi Hernandez will not come to us. He's used to playing a tiki-taki football. Can you imagine the likes of Palhinha, as good as he's been? Palhinha, Kolo, Richarlison when he comes back. Who else? Maybe Van de Ven and Romero. Vicar, don't get me started on Vicario. That's a whole separate video as well. He needs to go. The man needs to go. He's great and all and passionate and all, giving out to the people of when a goal goes in. He's giving out like mad that, oh lads, look, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. No accountability, nothing of the sort. The man doesn't even know what accountability. If it was a ball literally going to the back of the net, he'd deflect from it. He'd save it. He'd say, nope, not me, out to the corner. He is he is a great shot stopper. He is everything else. Get him out. He cannot kick the ball for the life. He is no good with his feet. Get him out. Get him gone. I seen, what was it, yesterday that Ter Stegen was gone on loan to Girona. Why are Spurs not in for him? Why don't we put down the money? Even if it's a loan, bring him in. Bring Ter Stegen in. Proven winner, proven Champions League, experienced keeper. You know, bring him in. Bring him into the club. Get that winning mentality that Palhinha seems to have, that he has gotten from when he was at Bayern, and he's brought over. Bring that in. You know, I would drop Vicario. I'd give Kinski a run. He cannot be as worse as this. Hell, I'd even give Austin a go at this rate. You know, at least they might put some bit of a performance in. But yeah, look, it is not looking good for being a Spurs fan. It isn't. It is not. Went on a bit of a tangent there on Vicario. Sorry, circle back now to what I was saying. Managers, Xavi will not come. We do not have the squad for that. There's no chance that he would come to play he would probably come to the Premier League, but there's no chance we'll get him. Xavi Alonso, why would we go with him? Why? Why? He'd be brilliant. He'd be great, but give him the funds. Give him the funds. We have no knowledge of seeing a manager get what they need with this club, with this hierarchy, with this ownership. So nothing will change unless they change. That's as simple as that. Who else can I think? Glasner. Glasner will be gone out of the job, I'd say, within the next week with the comments he made yesterday, all rightfully and justly so. But I don't think that he will. Would he won't play. He won't play attractive football for us. Will be better than Frank. I think he's the same, cut from the same cloth. So Glasner, no, he'll want a different challenge, I reckon. Uh, Arnie Slot could be in hot water. I've seen it with some Liverpool fans. He's in a bit of bother with the draw against Burnley. He come in if they let Liverpool? I could see let him go at the end of the season. Xabi Alonso come in there, and if Arnie Slot comes in, maybe to Tottenham. Maybe, who knows? Who knows? Trying to think anyone else. Marco Silva. He's not going to want to be Fulham. He's happy out seemingly there. They're putting in good performances. I know they lost yesterday to Leeds, but He's another coach that Spurs are looking at, but it's the same cycle again and again and again. But anyways, I've been going now for nearly 15 minutes on a little rant, a more civilized rant than what I've seen from some people. Um, but yeah, something needs to change at Spurs, whether it's the ownership, but it's the ownership. The ownership needs to either change who they are, they need to sell the club, or they need to put in the money for Frank to get his players. We are 18 days into a season. We were told we had £150 million of a war chest, and we have only seen less than 50 million of that. We need players. We need a left winger, a striker, a creative midfielder, a six, a right winger, and we now need probably a left-sided centre half or left back because Ben Davis going down yesterday as well. We are in crisis here at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. We need change and we need change fast. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves in hot water. But yeah. Anyways, if you like this video, it's a bit of a different one, a bit of a different one to the predictions at least. If you like the video and you maybe agree with me on some points, maybe you disagree with me on others, maybe you think, look, the ownership is fine, it's all on Frank, or maybe you think that it's all to do with the players and nothing on Frank, or it's everyone at fault. Let me know what you think down below in the comments section below. If you've liked the video and you've got this far, please hit that thumbs up button. Hit the red button as well and subscribe to Swigs Talks Football. Hopefully now this will be the start of some more Tottenham based content coming out for you. Really enjoyed it, really getting the ball rolling with all this. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and let's hope that something happens in the next few days to turn our season around because we badly, badly need it. See you in the next one.